momentarily. I know game has not started just yet, but at least we will be on air on YouTube, and want to welcome all of those tuning in. We are delayed at the moment for whatever reason. Again, I believe the delay, John, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say it's umpires looking around. That's the one thing I don't see.
Yeah, I don't know if they're using the same ones they did for the softball, because they were just sitting in their trucks when I had to run back to the cars. So I don't know if they've got different ones scheduled.
Well, you would not saying anything about the officials even before the game gets going, but you would think as officials, I know a little hot in that first game. You got to get a little, maybe a quick bite to eat, something to drink, and I think you'd want to roll right into the next game as quickly as you can. That way you can
get on home,
get it started and get it rolling. Yeah,
get something to eat and drink.
Exactly.
After the game.
Exactly. That's the process going through my mind right now. Anyway, again, the schedule the rest of the week looking this way. The game for Wednesday is set on the softball 55th District Championship game. That'll be the Breathitt County Lady Cats, who were the 1 seed going into the tournament, went straight into the championship game with the 3-team district. We'll be taking on Wolf County, who defeated Jackson City. Correct me if I'm wrong on the score, 15-0.
Yes.
Just a little bit ago. I want to thank John Couch, who's with me now here on this broadcast, as well as Drew Lee Jones. We were kidding each other before the game. He's talking about how desperate you got to be to pull somebody out of retirement. But, you got to do what you got to do sometimes just to be able to cover the games. But we do appreciate being able to cover both games. I know first game would have been nice if we could have had it on YouTube as well. But the fact that we've got this one here and we're going to be able to get it on YouTube, I'm glad that we were able to do that. And I appreciate, John, you and Drew Lee stepping in and covering that broadcast for us.
Yeah. He didn't like he'd missed a lick. We just sort of tag team, took turns talking, and Drew's a good feller. I've known him a long, long time.
He's been doing this for a little while for us. He did it quite a bit more several years ago than what he's done the last few years. There for a while, he was doing about every game with us, and he and I have done some football games, some basketball games, maybe a baseball, softball game or two. Done these games with several different people through the years, and James Turner, who normally would be on with us, unable to make it this week with some other things going on outside of, like some of us might have jobs otherwise, other things to do. So it does happen, and there are times I can't make it, times James can't make it. We appreciate those that step up and keep the coverage going, as it looks like Breathitt County is going to go out and start doing a few more warm-up tosses while we await whatever the delay is. We're going to send it back to the station, and we will be back in just a little bit. We'll take another 5-minute break. Back in 5. This is WJSN Sports.
second base, number 24, Aiden Combs.
And in the 2 spot,
Playing left field, batting third, number 12, Brady Tincher. Your third baseman, batting fourth, number 34, Bash Howard.
And they'll be followed up by the center fielder, Tincher, in the 8th spot.
Your catcher for the night, batting fifth, number 52, Robbie Turner. Playing first, batting sixth, number 2, Reese Cox. Batting seventh, number 14, Miles Holland, playing right field. Batting eighth, your pitcher for the night, number 5, Eli Crisp.
Momentarily, we'll take a commercial break when they start the
Field,
national anthem, because it
number 10,
generally winds up kicking you off of the YouTube when they start doing that. So we're going to send it back to the station for a 2-minute break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. This is WJSN Sports.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sure, there's groundhogs and robins on the lawn, but you know spring is really here when the kids are back on the baseball diamond. And when your kids are ready to gear up for spring sports, it's time for Rose Brothers. At Rose Brothers, you'll find cleats for baseball, softball, and soccer, shin guards, shorts and tees, baseball pants too. Or if you're just ready to get back outside and enjoy the weather, check out the new spring athletic shoes and sandals. And you can always see what's new at our website, rosebros.com. Come see us at Rose Brothers, then we'll see you at the field.
As we get ready for the first pitch, again, Breathitt County, the 2 seed. They're the home team on the scoreboard. Jackson City, the 3. So they're the visitors, and we'll bat first. And, John, it looks like it is the same 3 umpires from the first game. So that was the delay. They were taking them a break and getting a bite to eat, something to drink, chilling out for a minute.
And when you wanted me to take over, I was taking a break. I was actually writing down the names and the positions as they was calling them out. And you motioned for me, and I thought you'd want me, because I hadn't checked my mic yet with Kevin, so I thought you'd want me to get to level with Kevin, and I was checking and needed to been talking.
We're in good shape. It happens. Sometimes you get here early, and it happens. You get here early sometimes, and you have technical difficulties. Sometimes you get here late, and things go as smoothly as it can. This is a technical difficulty night, but here we are. We're live on WJSN. Welcome back. We're live on YouTube as we get ready for the first pitch. Again, Crisp on the mound for Breathitt County. And run down the lineup real quick again for Jackson City. Be 1, 2, 3, Ellis, Turner, and Morgan, as Ellis at second, Turner behind the plate, Morgan in left field. 4, 5, 6, Levens, Richie, Smith. Levens at short, Richie in right, Smith at third. 7, 8, 9, that's Turner, Tincher, and Tharp. Turner at first, Tincher in center, and Tharp on the mound. And we'll get the first names. That is Jordan Turner at first base and Preston Turner behind the plate for Jackson City. And at third base, it's Lige Smith. 2 Turners and 2 Smiths on the roster. I want to make sure we get that right for the Tigers.
I thought I knew them, and I did know them, all the city school kids, but when they had 2 Smiths and 2 Turners, I thought, no, which one is which? So that's really what I was looking for off of your thing when you asked me to talk.
Hey, listen, it happens. We all get there. Like I said, sometimes you get here early and you have technical difficulties and get everything going late, and sometimes you get here late and everything goes smooth and you get on just in time. And this is a technical difficulty night, but that's okay, as Chris will be starting for Breathitt County, and we get ready. We're only about 24 minutes past time of what it should have been, or what it was scheduled for anyway, a 7 o'clock start. But, you know, when you share umpires with the game going on at 5:30, sometimes even if the game ends, the next game doesn't get going on time. So it happens.
Yeah, because it ended a little bit early, so there was some time, but having the same umpire, that happens.
But again, after the final of the softball game, Wolf County defeating Jackson City 15-0 in that opening round game. Championship game set for Wednesday, 6 o'clock at the Wolf County Softball Complex. It'll be Wolf County, Breathitt County, the 1 and 2 seeds, the way it played out in the regular season. That's the way the championship game will come down to Wednesday at 6. And then Wolf County here on the baseball side awaits the winner of this game And the championship game for baseball will be tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock, right here at the Wolfe County High School Baseball Complex. As we'll be back. Whichever team wins, we'll follow them all the way through as long as they go. Either way, we've got a local team to cover tomorrow and a local team to cover on Wednesdays. So we'll be here. Again, we're on 97.3 WJSN as well as our YouTube channel. I know we've been a little late getting started tonight. Had some internet problems, had some other equipment problems. Got them sorted out, got them going, got on, and we get ready for the first pitch. Again, these two teams played twice in the regular season. Breathitt County won both games as the Tigers looking to get something going here. In the top half of the first, Ellis strolls to the plate.
Remember the last game, the city school would hit the ball, quite a bit, but they'd hit it right to Breathitt, and Breathitt players would just scoop it up and make, routine plays. They did, I think, stretch it to 5 innings, but we'll see how it goes here tonight.
As Ellis digs in on the mound, Crisp winds and delivers the first pitch. It's taken for a called strike, strike one.
Got a hit of the batter.
And quickly an 0-2 count to Ellis at the plate.
He just rubbed it right across that outside corner.
As Crisp winds, delivers a swing and a miss for strike three. 1 up, 1 down for the Tigers here in the first. That'll bring Preston Turner to the plate with the bases empty.
We're right behind the plate here, and that had some movement on it, didn't it?
The fastballs are telling into the right-hander there, and then of course he's got a good slider and a good curveball, both. Crisp, one of those pitchers, he hits his mark more often than he doesn't. As he'll wind the first pitch to Turner here, breaking ball that stays up and in for ball one. As I say, doesn't miss his mark much. He missed it that time.
He's pitched quite a bit this year, hasn't he?
Yes.
In the regular season.
Here's the 1-0. Across for strike one, evens the count, add a ball and a strike.
Preston Turner usually gets on. He has a real.
Here's a breaking ball that's lifted in the left field, and Tincher going back cannot make the catch. It's down that line. That's a fair ball as Preston Turner with a 1-out stand-up double out at second base for Jackson City.
Well, I just said he usually gets on. He has a very high batting percentage just to be a freshman.
So with 1 out, 1 on, they're in scoring position out at second. That'll bring Jacob Morgan to the plate. Time on the field. Not sure what the issue was as we get ready to play. Crisp will go from the stretch with the runner out at second. Sets, checks the runner. Now comes to the plate. Delivers upstairs. Missed high for ball one. Again, want to thank everybody for tuning in, watching, listening. However you're taking part in this broadcast, we appreciate it. It's a 1-0. Here's a chopper back up the middle as Crisp fields. Looks the runner at second back to the bag. Throws the first in time for out number 2.
Sounded like he hit that off the end of the bat, didn't it? He just never got a good thump to it.
And was kind of over top of the ball as well.
Right.
As that's 2 outs, still 1 on. And Lovin's at the plate now for the Tigers. Crisp sets at the waist as he checks the runner out at second, delivers breaking ball, and got Lovins to chase one. Low and almost in the dirt for strike one. Crisp again checks the runner at second, delivers now the 0-1 outside, and again Lovins chasing for strike two, and it's an 0-2 count at the plate to Lovins. Turner had that 1-out double down the left field line. Still there at the moment. Breathitt County trying to strand him there. As Crisp delivers the 0-2 in the dirt. Wild pitch. It gets away from Turner behind the plate, and runners will be at the corners for the Tigers.
Take it however you can get it.
So runners at the corners with 2 outs. and Ritchie at the plate. Chance for the Tigers to take an early lead here in the top of the first. Breathitt County trying to get the final out, get out of the inning. Crisp checks the runners, now delivers to the plate. It's across for strike one. Hit the middle outer half of the plate. Not quite down the middle, just toward the outer half. But closer probably to the middle than the outside corner. Here's the 0-1, a swing and a miss for strike two.
There's some pretty good speed on his pitches, don't he? Crisp.
He does. Doesn't necessarily overpower you, but he throws hard enough, and it feels like it gets on you a little quicker than maybe it should. As the 0-2 taken for ball one ball, two strikes. And then, like I said earlier, he hits his spots more than he does. And you don't have to overpower everybody. If you hit your spots effectively, you can be a really good pitcher. As the 1-2 going to be popped up in the infield and going over and settling under to make the catch for out number 3 was Howard, and the Tigers will strand a couple of runners as we go to the bottom half of the first. Still scoreless. We will take a 1-minute break. Back in 1 minute. This is WJSN Sports.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sure, there's groundhogs and robins on the lawn, but you know spring is really here when the kids are back on the baseball diamond. And when your kids are ready to gear up for spring sports, it's time for Rose Brothers. At Rose Brothers, you'll find cleats for baseball, softball, and soccer, shin guards, shorts and tees, baseball pants too. Or if you're just ready to get back outside and enjoy the weather, check out the new spring athletic shoes and sandals. And you can always see what's new at our website, rosebros.com. Come see us at Rose Brothers, then we'll see you at the field.
We go to the bottom half of inning number 1 scoreless after Jackson City had 1 hit. They stranded a couple of runners, and going to the bottom of the first, line up this way for Breathitt County. Bellamy leading off at short. Combs at second in the 2 spot. Tincher in left field batting third. 4, 5, 6 this way. It's Howard, Turner, Cox. Howard at third. Turner behind the plate. Cox at first. And then 7, 8, 9. Holland, Crisp, and Stacy. That's Holland in right field, Crisp on the mound, and Stacy in center. Defensively this way for Jackson City, you've got Tharp on the mound, Preston Turner behind the plate. Third to first in order lies Smith, Lovins, Ellis, and Jordan Turner. Left to right, Morgan, Tincher, and Ritchie. As, again, Tigers got the 1-out double from Turner and then a strikeout on a wild pitch. Allowed runners to go to first and third with 2 outs. So Breathitt County essentially got 4 outs, but that's why you run that out on a third strike that gets by the catcher. Sometimes you get on. Percentages aren't real high that you do get on, but sometimes you do.
Right. Especially if they've got the legal, the backstop. I mean, if it rolls, it can go a long way, and it's hard to. Yeah,
you got a pretty good amount. I'm not going to guess on the distance between home to the backstop here, but it's like you say, it's the standard legal distance to be able to host a regional tournament, we'll say. Right. And I think that is beyond 10 feet, if I remember that rule correctly. And it's quite a bit more than that here. And
it slopes down as well, so if it gets to rolling with any bit of speed, it's going to go over the fence. So
yeah, and then once it does that, you don't know which direction it's going to bounce. So
yeah.
Bellamy leading off for Breathitt County as the Bobcats try to take an early lead. Tigers threatening their half of the first, but unable to push anything across. So Bellamy here in the bottom of the first.
Preston Turner must have said something to Isaac. He just smiles.
Had a good big smile on his face, didn't he?
Yeah. He and Preston both are good kids.
As Tharp winds, delivers. First pitch upstairs, taken for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Upstairs for ball 2. That hits something. I thought that might have caught the brim of the helmet, but I guess it went off the catcher's helmet.
First, yeah. Well,
and that's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. I heard the thump, just couldn't make out what it was off of. Here's the wind and the delivery from Tharp. Outside for ball 3, and 3 balls, no strikes to Bellamy at the plate, leading off the bottom half of the first for the Bobcats. Three-0 pitch to the plate. Upstairs, ball 4. So leadoff walk issued to Bellamy. Breathitt County has runner at first with nobody out. And that'll bring Combs to the plate for the Bobcats. Aiden Combs, one of 2 8th graders in the lineup this evening. Breathitt County has had as many as 3 8th graders in the lineup this year. As Tharp sets, going from the stretch, delivers upstairs for ball 1. That throw, if it had been on time, would have been a bang-bang play out at second, but a little off target, and Bellamy in safely with a stolen base. Breathitt County with the runner in scoring position. Nobody out as Tharp steps off, chases Bellamy back to the bag out at second base. Here the ball 5 and ball 6 chants from the Breathitt County dugout. That picking that up from Texas A&M.
Yes.
I was reading an article about that not long ago. I've heard them do it before, but I was reading how effective that is of putting pressure on the pitcher at Texas A&M as they hit Combs with the 1-0 pitch here, and it'll be runners at first and second for Breathitt County. Of course, at Texas A&M, you're probably looking, 8,000 fans chanting that same thing at one time, and the place is rocking. And, I mean, it just of course, Texas A&M, the Western Division champions of the SEC this year in baseball. And Kentucky split with Tennessee on the eastern side, but because Tennessee defeated Kentucky in the series, 2 games out of 3, Tennessee got the 1 seed in the SEC tournament. Kentucky gets the 3 because A&M, even though Kentucky had a better record than Texas A&M overall in the SEC, A&M won the Western Division, so they get the 2 seed.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand how that worked.
Well, that's why. If you win the division, the division winners get the 1 and 2 seeds. Anybody else? So technically, if one division, the winner is at 500, and the other division, the top 4 teams are all above 500, the division winner would still get the 2 seeds. So there you go. As Tincher squares the bunt, pulls back, takes ball 1, runners go, throw to third, got by Smith, and Breathitt County will have runners at second and third. Nobody out, a 1-0 count at the plate to Tincher. And the 1-0 is taken for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Tincher. Hitters count here. 2 runners in scoring position as Breathitt County looking to take an early lead in the bottom of the first. Scoreless thus far as Tharp delivers. This pitch going to be skied in the infield. It will be playable as going over and making the catch in just inside the fair territory over at first is Turner. That's Jordan Turner. And that is out number 1 here in the bottom of the first for the Bobcats.
That ball was hit a mile high, and he just danced all over the place, just making sure he was underneath. I know that. I hated those pop-ups like that. It took too long to come back down.
It happens.
Too much thinking.
So Howard at the plate, still 2-1. 1 out now as he's looking to drive somebody home. And first pitch from Tharp goes outside for ball 1.
Preston jumped up out of that and caught that ball. It would have been a pass ball if he hadn't have.
And again, we've talked about the distance between home and the backstop, probably a run scored. As the 1-0 to Howard goes low and away for ball 2, and the hitters count again to Howard. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, 2 on for Breathitt County. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the first. Tigers had 1 hit, stranded 2 in their half of the first. Breathitt County with 2 on and no hits yet. As the 2-0 goes low and away for ball 3. And it's a 3-0 count.
He's not going to give Bash really nothing to hit, is he?
A lot of teams are starting to do that,
Yeah.
not give him anything to hit.
No, everything's been away and low to him.
Tharp sets. Here's the 3-0. Across for strike one.
Now we'll see what he brings.
So 3-1 count. Second hitter's count in the at-bat for Howard as the 3-1. Hit him. Loads the bases. Still one out. Bases loaded now for Breathitt County is Robbie Turner at the plate now for the Bobcats. Again, looking to break this scoreless tie. And, John, I'm going to say there is a lot of room down that right field line. If they keep throwing these pitches outside, Breathitt County batters may start going the other way as I flinch on a foul ball for strike one.
I did the same thing. I was hiding behind this pole real quick.
I know you got the pole, we got the fence. We're well protected, but still jumpy.
Just nature to do that.
Tharp with the 0-1 delivery. Outside, there's a chopper to short. Tigers are going to go for two. They get the out at second. Throw to first, not in time. Bellamy scores from third, and it is 1-0 Breathitt County on the fielder's choice RBI for Turner. Get that force out here in a second. It was a 6-4 put out at second. And we're going to get number 35. Is that Adam Spencer in for Breathitt County?
Give Robbie a chance to get his gear back on.
It is Adam Spencer, courtesy runner for Breathitt County, over at first. As we've got a consultation, we'll call it, on the mound between the umpire and Tharp.
He did that during the softball game. He talked to the little Riley Ritchie, the catcher, several times, and for a little bit of delay, he'd go out and talk, which is, I'm sure, give him good advice.
So Tharp sets and gets ready to deliver the first pitch to Cox. It's upstairs, taken for ball one. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Sometimes you'll see that runner at first take off from to go to second, really to get in a rundown, see if they can allow the runner from third to score. So let's see if Breathitt County plays it. Turner's got a good arm behind the plate for Jackson City. Spencer does go on this pitch, and it's a cross taken for strike one, and no throw out at second as Spencer will be now in scoring position for Breathitt County.
Preston didn't even look to throw. He knew to get it back
You know,
to the pitcher.
that's what I was always taught as a defensive indifference, as the 1-1 goes outside for ball two balls and a strikes. But anymore, even in the pros, you hear him say, "Oh, that's a stolen." But now I understand if there's no sense in throwing the ball down because he's there already. De La Cruz probably a good example of that. But when the defense decides not to throw based off the situation, to me, it's an indifference. As the 2-1 is up and in for ball three, Cox was able to get out of the way, and he's got a hitter's count here at 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, so 2 on. Breathitt County with a 1-0 lead. You got Combs at third, Adam Spencer out at second for Breathitt County. 3-1 from Tharp goes outside, low and away, and it's ball 4. That'll load the bases once again for the 8th grader, Miles Holland.
I remember last year he did what Adam was doing. He did a lot of the pinch running. Now he's worked his way into starting lineup.
Yeah, he starts out in right field for Breathitt County as Tharp has his sign. He winds, delivers, and it's going to be fouled back to the screen for strike one.
We didn't flinch on that one. We're getting better.
It didn't look like it was coming at us either, though. So.
Shh, they didn't have to know that.
Oh, those watching on YouTube can tell that. If they know us, they can see us. Let's just put it that way. Here's the 0-1. It's going to be lifted in the shallow right field. Base hit for Holland, and Breathitt County will plate a couple of runs, and they'll have runners at the corners, with 2 outs, and it's 3-0 Breathitt County at the moment.
You really couldn't have dropped that ball in any better spot because the first baseman, the right fielder, and second, it was a long way for any of them.
So 3-0, Breathitt County leads. And Eli Crisp at the plate for Breathitt County. Chance to help out his own cause as he takes the first pitch here upstairs for ball one. Breathitt County, I guess, John, officially tonight starting their defense of the 14th region title that they had from last year.
Yes.
You say that all year long, but you get in the postseason. That's really when you're trying to defend that title. Is 1-0 going to be fouled back to the screen for strike one. 1 strike. Holland was going on the pitch, and he'll have to retreat back to the bag after the foul ball. Eli Crisp, the starting pitcher for Breathitt County this evening. At the plate with 2 outs, 1-1 count. Runners at the corners. Tharp sets, delivers in the dirt outside. Good stop behind the plate by Turner, but that does allow Holland to go ahead and take second. He was going on the pitch anyway.
Yes.
And it'll be 2 runners in scoring position. A 2-1 count at the plate to Crisp. Tharp still from the stretch with runners at second and third. Kicks to the plate upstairs, ball 3.
You're talking about Preston Turner catching for the city school. His dad, I remember, used to catch out for Breathitt.
Yep.
And he could throw you
Played
out.
with Tony.
Yeah, he could throw you out from the squad.
Tony was a good baseball player.
Yes, he was.
As Tharp with the 3-1, and Crisp fights it off, fouls it off back to the screen, runs the count full, 3-2.
You know, Stacy keeps catching, going and getting them balls that's bouncing off the fence that he'll be limbered up to.
He's just staying loose for a center field position out there, right? Here's the payoff pitch from Tharp. Going to be popped up. Foul ball somewhere in our direction, and I'm hoping it doesn't stop at us.
No, it's behind the dugout. Look,
As count remains full. I lost that one once it got
I kept an eye on it.
high enough anyway. Here's the payoff pitch again. Upstairs, this one's ball 4, and it's a 2-out walk that will load the bases once again for Breathitt County and will bring to the plate Stacy. Dylan Stacy, the 9th batter here in the bottom of the first for Breathitt County. He's at the plate. Bases loaded. 2 outs. 3-0 Bobcats lead it. They have plated 3 so far here in the first.
Dylan is a solid center fielder, isn't he?
100%. Well, hey, you go back to last year's regional tournament, won the MVP strictly off his defensive play throughout the tournament last year.
Well, how many pop-ups did he catch? And then several grounders that he, got into the infield. And I think he threw a kid out at second one time, maybe even at home. I can't remember.
I was getting ready to say has one of those arms that teams don't like to run on. Of course, we've seen Tincher this year have a good throw out from left field. Nailed the guy at the plate against Estill County as the first pitch to Stacy up and in, taken for ball 1. That was a 4-3 win for the Bobcats that night. Tharp going to go up and wind up with the bases loaded. He'll wind the 1-0 to Stacy upstairs again for ball 2, and it's a 2-0 count. Stacy, one of 5 seniors in the lineup for the Bobcats. You've got Stacy, Cox, Bellamy, Turner, and Tincher. As 2-0 is upstairs again, ball 3. Tharp with 33 pitches already here in the first. And I see Coach Tincher at the edge of the dugout. Would imagine if it's ball 4, I could see, I said Tincher, it's Ellis. I apologize. Come out, and there it is, ball 4, bases loaded walk, 4-0 Breathitt County. Shane Ellis going to come out. And that'll be a pitching change for Jackson City as Breathitt County's lead is 4-0. Base is still loaded. And we'll let him get out to the mound before we take our break. We get ready to take probably a 90-second break as they change pitchers. Yep, we'll take a 90-second break, come back in 90 seconds, get everything squared away back in 90. This is WJSN Sports.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sure, there's groundhogs and robins on the lawn, but you know spring is really here when the kids are back on the baseball diamond. And when your kids are ready to gear up for spring sports, it's time for Rose Brothers. At Rose Brothers, you'll find cleats for baseball, softball, and soccer, shin guards, shorts and tees, baseball pants too. Or if you're just ready to get back outside and enjoy the weather, check out the new spring athletic shoes and sandals. And you can always see what's new at our website, rosebros.com. Come see us at Rose Brothers, then we'll see you at the field.
Bellamy coming to the plate for Breathitt County, as the new pitcher is Lovins for Jackson City, and he'll deliver the first pitch it's going to be outside corner for strike 1. Bellamy walked in his first appearance at the plate here in the bottom of the first, scored a run, is up with 2 outs and bases loaded. Trying to extend a 4-0 lead for the Bobcats as he'll line this one in the right field. It'll one hop to Ritchie, who doesn't field it cleanly. 2 runs in, 3 runs will score on a single that had an error in there as well, 1 base error. So he gets, 1 RBI or 2 RBI on that one? Third run scored off of the error. So we'll give him 2 runs batted in. Stacy will go to third, and then
I'd like to have seen Richie played that on the catch and not the bounce.
I thought he was going to attempt that, to be honest with you.
Because it seemed like he eyed the ball. He saw where it was going. He was right in line with it. And then right as it got close to him, he stopped, let it bounce. I wish he'd have played that off of that.
As Combs takes the first pitch for ball 1.
Lovins is another one of those freshmen, but he's got a little velocity on that ball. A little movement.
As the 1-0, here's a slow roller towards the hole at second, and nice play by Ellis at second to get the out at first. And Breathitt County strands a runner, but they lead at 7-0 going to the top half of the second. We will take a 1-minute break. 2 up for Jackson City. 6, 7, 8 in the lineup. Smith, that's Jordan Turner, then Tincher back in 1. This is WJSN Sports.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sure, there's groundhogs and robins on the lawn, but you know spring is really here when the kids are back on the baseball diamond. And when your kids are ready to gear up for spring sports, it's time for Rose Brothers. At Rose Brothers, you'll find cleats for baseball, softball, and soccer, shin guards, shorts and tees, baseball pants too. Or if you're just ready to get back outside and enjoy the weather, check out the new spring athletic shoes and sandals. And you can always see what's new at our website, rosebros.com. Come see us at Rose Brothers, then we'll see you at the field.
We go to the top of inning number 2. Breathitt County 7 runs in the bottom half of the first. They lead at 7-0. 7 runs on only 2 hits and 1 stranded for the Bobcats in their half of the first. Walks, hit by pitches, really led to that big inning for Breathitt County. For the Tigers, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 stranded in their half of the first. Of course, the error was committed defensively. It was a 1-base error that did allow the 7th run to score. So, as what I have it anyway, it was 6 earned runs charged to Tharp, 1 unearned run. And that's where we stand here, 7-0, Breathitt County, as Crisp still on the mound for the Bobcats. He'll face 6, 7, 8 for the Tigers. Elias Smith, Jordan Turner, and Tincher. 6, 7, 8 for the Tigers. Again, Wolf County Lady Wolves defeated the Jackson City Lady Tigers in the opening round game of the 55th District Softball Tournament, 15-0. They'll take on, the Lady Wolves will anyway, take on the Breathitt County Lady Cats Wednesday at 6. Winner of this game will play tomorrow night right back here at 6 o'clock against Wolf County, as first pitch to Smith is taken outside for ball 1. Crisp with the 1-0, and Smith will chase one up and in for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers have chased a few out of the zone tonight.
Put themselves in a predicament.
Here's the 1-1, going to be fouled back out of play behind us for strike 2, and the count is quickly 1 ball, 2 strikes. Appreciate Rick Hensley running the camera for us out in left center field, as the 1-2 is taken low and away for ball 2. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's running everything. He's running the camera for the pitches, the camera for when the ball's in play, as the ball goes bouncing into the concession stand on the 2-2 foul ball that goes out of play.
I'm telling you, hit miss that lady about
went
6.
right between the 2 standing there.
Gee,
Don't know how it missed him.
I thought it was going to hit the building. It came right through that door.
Here's the break-even pitch from Crisp upstairs. Swinging a miss from Smith for strike 3. 1 up, 1 down for Jackson City here in the top of the second. Of course, we had some internet issues originally tonight, but we were able to finally get on. Plan is to stream the games the next 2 nights as well, as Jordan Turner swinging a miss here for strike 1. We would have streamed both games tonight if we'd have been able to, but we just don't have the manpower or the equipment to pull off 2 broadcasts. The equipment we have takes quite a bit of time to set up and break down, as the 0-1 was upstairs for ball 1, 1-1 count, and the 1-1 pitch is across for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I don't know what the scoreboard's got going on out there.
No, it just.
And the 1-2, swinging a miss for strike 3. 2 up, 2 down for the Tigers here in the second. As that will bring Tincher to the plate. Center fielder for the Tigers. Plays a good center field.
He does.
Good speed. Gets good breaks on the ball. At the plate with 2 outs, nobody on. The first pitch is taken outside for ball 1.
He's not real tall. I told him, I said, son, dig you a ditch there and squat down a little bit and make that zone really hard.
Make it even smaller. As
yes.
The 1-0 will come inside and hit him. And Tincher will be up at first with 2 outs.
And he didn't back away. He stood right there and took it.
That'll bring Tharp to the plate. He was the starting pitcher for the Tigers. And he's up at the plate here in the top of the second with 2 outs and a runner over at first. That'll make Crisp go from the stretch. Seems to be more effective, as a lot of pitchers are, going from the windup. As the first pitch to Tharp is outside for ball 1. But now anymore, you're seeing a lot of pitchers strictly go from the stretch, especially relievers. As Crisp going to wind it, and now he's balked. Yeah, that's yeah. And the catcher saves the umpire on the throw.
There's a little hitch in that movement, wouldn't it?
Well, what happened was he started from the windup, and I think he got as he started his windup, he realized there's a runner at first, so he started to stop, and then he go, I can't do that. That's when they called it. So 1-0 count, 1-0 pitch, fouled back out of play for strike one, count even at a ball and a strike.
I think if I was the umpire, I would stay behind that catcher and wait till all was said and done and then come running out of there.
Well, mechanics-wise, he did what he's supposed to do. You throw your hands up, you walk off, call time. But the problem was the ball was following him.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-1, up and in for ball two. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, scoreboard just flashes and
it's doing its own thing out there. 2-1 to count, 2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss for strike two. Count goes even at 2-2. Now they've got it, well, almost right. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Runner out at second for the Tigers. Breathitt County with a 7-0 lead here in the top of the second as Crisp will set at the waist, check the runner, delivers to the plate. Outside corner for strike three, and that's the third out here in the second. We go to the bottom half of inning number 2. Breathitt County leads Jackson City 7-0. Due up for the Bobcats 3-4-5. Tincher, Howard, and Turner. We will be back in 1 minute. Back in 1. This is WJSN Sports.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sure, there's groundhogs and robins on the lawn, but you know spring is really here when the kids are back on the baseball diamond. And when your kids are ready to gear up for spring sports, it's time for Rose Brothers. At Rose Brothers, you'll find cleats for baseball, softball, and soccer, shin guards, shorts and tees, baseball pants too. Or if you're just ready to get back outside and enjoy the weather, check out the new spring athletic shoes and sandals. And you can always see what's new at our website, rosebros.com. Come see us at Rose Brothers, then we'll see you at the field.
We go to the bottom of inning number 2. Breathitt County with a 7-0 lead over the Jackson City Tigers. So far, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 3 stranded for Jackson City. For the Bobcats, 7 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 stranded to this point as they come to the plate in the bottom half of the second inning. Due up for the Breathitt County Bobcats. 3, 4, 5 in the lineup. Tincher, Howard, and Turner. Again, the winner of this game will be right back here tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, taking on the Wolfe County Wolves in the district championship game. As Lovins has his sign, he winds, delivers, taken for strike one. Regional tournament to be played at Knott County Central this year. And the schedule I heard is not necessarily final, as Tincher chops this one right off the bag. That thing hit the third base bag and shot over into foul territory down that line as Tincher will round first, head to second with a leadoff double, stand-up double for Breathitt County.
he just ricocheted hard left towards that fence.
I don't know that I've ever seen a ball hit a bag like that.
No.
And it caromed the way it did. I've seen them hit the bag, but it seems like they hit it and bounced straight on. That one hit the bag and shot to the left. Yeah. So Tincher out at second with the leadoff double. Howard at the plate. Breathitt County looking to add to that 7-0 lead as Howard takes the first pitch for a called strike. In the bottom half of the second inning, Lovins, who came in relief of Tharp, the starter for the Tigers,
He's done a good job.
He has, as the 0-1, a breaking ball that stays on the inside corner, taken for strike 2. And Howard finds himself down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Lovins with his sign. He'll set at the chest, delivers the 0-2 pitch. As Howard's going to lift this one in the left field. Tharp will kind of coast back and throw going towards third. Got hit the cutoff man, but Smith able to run it down, and it's 1 out after the fly ball to left field. Tincher still out at second for Breathitt County. Had the leadoff double as Turner, the catcher for Breathitt County, at the plate. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first. Picked up an RBI and fouls this one straight back out of play for strike 1. Lovins has his sign. He'll set, check the runner, now deliver. Turner will foul this one back out of play for strike 2. Lovins has been staying ahead of the batters here in the count. It's an 0-2 count to Turner with 1 out, runner at second.
I was just going to say that he doesn't mess around his first couple pitches, or usually.
Nope. It will change the entire complexity of the at-bat if the pitcher gets ahead early in the count.
He throw a little trash after that.
Yeah, here's the 0-2. This one's going to be hammered in the center field, and that ball will bounce to the fence. One hop the fence. Good hit by Cox. Barreled that one up cleanly, and that'll bring Tincher across the plate. A 1-out double for Turner. 2 doubles here in the inning, and Breathitt County plates 1. They now lead at 8-0.
We've got a courtesy runner again.
And I want to say that's Adam Spencer once again. It is. So Adam Spencer, the courtesy runner, out at second. Cox at the plate with 1 out. And the first pitch taken low for ball 1. Cox stepped out, digs back in. Lovins will set as he checks the runner out at second. Delivers to the plate. This one's upstairs for ball 2. It's a 2-0 count. And here we bragged on him just a moment ago, John, for getting ahead of the count 0-2, and now it's a 2-0 count to Cox with 1 out, 1 on. Breathitt County 8 runs on 4 hits so far. Tigers no runs on 1 hit, as this ball grounded right down the line, fair ball, and that was a difficult place to try to get to it. Smith able to get a glove on it. I think that's a hit the whole way. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yes. Yeah, I was glad he stabbed at that, because that would have stalled it, probably still be rolling.
And as it is, the runner's at the corners with 1 out. And Miles Holland, the 8th grader for Breathitt County, at the plate. He had a hit in the first, a single to right field that brought in a couple of runs. He scored a run himself, stole a base. His first pitch here, Holland's going to lift it in the right center field. It's trouble, and it will drop. And Breathitt County will get everybody safe, as Cox had to go halfway to see if one of the outfielders could get to that. They could not. Spencer will score from third, and there'll be runners at first and second. 9-0 to score. Breathitt County leads. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
I wish Ellis would have went after that a little stronger. But, I mean, he was having to back up from second.
Crisp at the plate. He'll take the first pitch here, low for ball 1. Crisp walked in the first, came around to score a run as well. 1 of 7 the Bobcats scored in the first. They've added 2 more here in the second. Another ball grounded. This one's foul, third base side for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hey, who has the baseball?
If you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate it. If you're not, we invite you to do so. Go to youtube.com, up to the search bar, type in WJSN 97.3 as the 1-1 going to be fouled back out of play for strike two, and it's a 1-2 count to Crisp at the plate. 1 out, 2 on for Breathitt County here in the second inning. You type that in the search bar, WJSN 97.3 will be the first result that comes up. Go ahead and click on it. Check it out while you're there. Subscribe. That way you can get notifications anytime we go live. We've been doing this for a little over a year now. John and I have done a few games. James and I do several games as well. Try to stream as often as we can. Apologize we didn't get the softball game, the first one, but our setup is difficult to do so as Crisp takes the 1-2 high and tight for ball two, count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. But again, we were able to get it on the radio, though. As Levin sets, checks the runner at second, delivers the break-even pitch, and Crisp gets just enough of this to foul it into the stands and send everybody running.
Yes.
And ducking for cover. 2-2 count at the plate, 1 out. Runners at first and second for Breathitt County. They lead at 9-0 here in the second. Here's the break-even pitch. Runners going, swing and a miss, and they throw down to third. They get him out to strike him out, throw him out, double play, and the Tigers get out of the second as Breathitt County does plate a couple of runs. They lead at 9-0 going into the top of the third. Due up for the Tigers, 1, 2, 3, Ellis, Turner, and Morgan. We will be back in 1 minute. Back in 1. This is WJSN Sport.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sure, there's groundhogs and robins on the lawn, but you know spring is really here when the kids are back on the baseball diamond. And when your kids are ready to gear up for spring sports, it's time for Rose Brothers. At Rose Brothers, you'll find cleats for baseball, softball, and soccer, shin guards, shorts and tees, baseball pants too. Or if you're just ready to get back outside and enjoy the weather, check out the new spring athletic shoes and sandals. And you can always see what's new at our website, rosebros.com. Come see us at Rose Brothers, then we'll see you at the field.
We go to the top half of inning number 3. Tigers will roll it to the top of the lineup with Ellis, Preston Turner, and Morgan. 1, 2, 3 for the Tigers. Breathitt County so far, 9 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 2 stranded. Jackson City so far, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 3 stranded. As Preston Turner, who will come to the plate second here in the top of the third, had that 1 out double in the first inning for the Tigers. Was able to reach as far as third base, but that's as far as he got. Tigers that inning stranded runners at the corners, and in the second inning stranded a runner out at second after a hit by pitch and a balk on Breathitt County. So Ellis, who struck out in the first, will try to get something going here for the Tigers in the top half of the third inning. Again, the winner of this game will advance to tomorrow night's championship game, taking on the number 1 seed Wolfe County Wolves. Wolfe County, a come-from-behind victory over Breathitt County, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before that. Bobcats jumped ahead, got a lead, and Wolfe County came back to win 4-3, the final.
Is that the finish of the rain delay one?
Yes, it was.
But I thought that.
So Ellis digs in. Crisp winds. First pitch fouled back to us. Only a slight reaction from me that time for strike 1. Didn't flinch with the eyes, but I did kind of jump a little bit. You'd think a former catcher wouldn't do that too much. Of course, didn't catch a whole lot at high school. Caught at other levels. As here's a slow rolling ground ball between first and second. Cox will field. Crisp covers the bag. Nice play by the Bobcats get out number 1. That ball hit kind of in no man's land.
Yes, and they played it to a T, and Crisp and Cox, and then Aiden Combs come over to back everything up, so they had it covered.
So that's 1 up, 1 down for the Tigers in the third, and Preston Turner at the plate. Again, 1 for 1 with a double and a stolen base. Takes the first pitch in the dirt, low and away for ball 1.
Watch it.
1-0 count to Turner as Crisp winds, delivers, fouled back, right back at me. I did get a little bit of debris off of that foul ball as it hit the dirt right in front of me. For strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Base is empty. Morgan in the on-deck circle for Jackson City, getting his workout, chasing these foul balls down behind the plate. Is a breaking ball that'll get lifted in the left field. Tincher will charge in, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for the Tigers here in the third. Base is still empty as Morgan to the plate. He grounded out to the pitcher in the first, which was it's his only at bat. So he's 0 for 1. And takes the first pitch here for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. So Crisp from the windup delivers the 1-0. Fouled back out of play for strike 1. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Talking about the regional tournament, from what I understand, sounds like they're going to try to play it Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. As the 1-1 going to be lifted in the center field for a 2-out single for Morgan and Jackson City. And that will bring Lovins to the plate. Runner at first and 2 outs. Breathitt County a 9-0 lead here in the top of the third. Tigers trying to change that 0 to a higher number.
Right.
First pitch to Lovins is outside, taken for ball 1. Sometimes the first run's the hardest run to score. You get beyond that, doesn't seem as hard.
Right.
Here's the 1-0. Pitch was in the dirt, swinging a miss though, and runner going to second, safe on the slide. Stolen base for Morgan, and a 1-1 count at the plate.
The throw was sort of on target. It was just, but just a little high. He was right in the line with the base. Just a little high. By the time Aiken come down and tag, he'd already.
So still 2 outs. Runner now in scoring position for Jackson City. They've had a few get to that point. That's the third runner to at least make it to second base for the Tigers. That's Crisp. Sets. Delivers the 1-1. A swing and a miss for strike 2, and it's a 1-2 count to Lovins. Crisp will check the runner out second as he sets at the waist. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt gets by Turner. The wild pitch allows Morgan to go to third. And the Tigers 90 feet away from getting their first run. And the count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the Bobcats are 1 pitch away from getting out, keeping it a scoreless ball game. Crisp will check the runner at third, still going from the stretch, and this pitch going to be lined into center field for an RBI single, and Tigers are on the board. Morgan scores. Lovins picks up the RBI, and it's 9-1 Breathitt County.
That was 2 good solid hits.
Absolutely.
Because usually Stacy, anything get around him, it just happened to drop way before he'd ever get to it.
Yeah, he usually goes after those, at least attempts a sliding catch of some sort. But that one dropped in. It's 9-1 after the Tigers played their first run of the game here in the top of the third. Breathitt County still with the lead. Lovin's over at first. Richie at the plate. He popped out the third in the first. He's up with a runner at first and 2 down. Crisp delivers. This ball going to be lifted in the left field. This Tincher will go back and make the catch for out number 3.
He didn't have to move very much at all, did he?
Not a lot. He did not. And that will strand a runner for the Tigers. They did play a run, though. It's 9-1. Breathitt County going to the bottom of the third. Due up for the Bobcats. 9-1-2. That's Stacy, Bellamy, and Combs. We will be back in 1 minute for the bottom of the third. Back in 1. This is WJSN Sports.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sure, there's groundhogs and robins on the lawn, but you know spring is really here when the kids are back on the baseball diamond. And when your kids are ready to gear up for spring sports, it's time for Rose Brothers. At Rose Brothers, you'll find cleats for baseball, softball, and soccer, shin guards, shorts and tees, baseball pants too. Or if you're just ready to get back outside and enjoy the weather, check out the new spring athletic shoes and sandals. And you can always see what's new at our website, rosebros.com. Come see us at Rose Brothers, then we'll see you at the field.
We go to the bottom of inning number 3 here at the Wolf County High School Baseball Complex. For the Bobcats coming to the plate, it'll be 9-1-2. That is Stacy, then Bellamy, and Combs as the Bobcats look to add to a 9-1 lead. They'll roll it to the top of the lineup here in the bottom half of the third inning. For the Tigers so far, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, 4 stranded. For Breathitt County so far, 9 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 2 stranded. Jackson City's run came in the top of the third. Bobcats have scored 7 in the first and 2 in the second as they come to the plate here in the third. The scoreboard's still blinking at you over there, John, as looking out to that. Of course, you look there slightly to the left from our angle is Rick Hensley running the camera for us out in left center field. We appreciate that. Running everything off of the one angle. We usually try to have 2 cameras, one in center field and 1 elsewhere to try to get the best angle we can with the ball in play. And here it seems to work. We've got him on the hill out there as first pitch to Stacy is taken outside for ball 1. In softball games, he likes to get a little higher on the mountain and shoot right down on that field. As the 1-0 pitch here, swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. But we do appreciate Rick Hensley running the camera for us. He runs it most of the time. We've had a few people run some games that he couldn't get to. I think you ran one right after we first kind of got started last year. You think it doesn't sound like a hard job till you do it, as the 1-1, a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Well, Lord, yeah, especially basketball. You can get carried away watching the game and forget to move that thing.
Yep.
And I look over and see you moving, and I say, oh, yeah, I've got to move.
I believe the umpire got hit on that pitch after maybe it might have been a foul tip. Kind of steps behind the plate, kneels down, winces a few times, and everybody coming to check on him. Stand and have a conversation now, give him a chance to be okay, as Coach Wooten coming over to check on him too. See a little bit of a smile there, so I think he's going to be all right.
Smile when it ain't you the one got hit.
Yeah, of course, Patrick Wooten, former umpire himself. This is his second stint as an assistant coach at Breathitt County.
I can remember when Patrick played for his dad at Buckhorn in middle school. I coached against him.
Wow.
Yes.
Going back a few years, right?
Yes, I was young snapper, but I did.
Has Stacy at the plate, down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we get ready to get back underway.
You couldn't beat his dad. His dad was sort of like Doran Hostetler. He done everything at Buckhorn.
Here's the 1-2 from Lovins, fouled off. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, you mentioned Doran Hostetler. Man, he was a really great guy and did everything, like you said, up at Riverside. Kept a lot of kids playing ball and kept them in school and all that. A great man. As 1-2 pitch here, Stacy swings through for strike 3, and that's 1 up, 1 down for the Bobcats here in the bottom of the third, and it will bring Bellamy to the plate as Breathitt County rolls it to the top of the lineup. Bellamy 1 for 1, a walk, a single, knocked in a couple of runs, scored 1, a couple of stolen bases to boot. At the plate with the bases empty and 1 down. That pitch had some movement on it as it comes back and paints the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, from here I thought, man, it's going to be way outside, and it curves right back in just across the side of the plate.
Looked like just like a cut fastball. Is this one a breaking ball that gets popped up, and it will reach out of play by about 4 or 5 feet for strike 2.
Preston Turner, the catcher, went plumb to the fence. He did all as far as he could go.
It wasn't lack of effort.
No. He gets up quick off that crouch. I don't remember if his dad got up that quick or not, but he got up quick and got to that
just
fence.
To poke Tony a little bit, we'll say no.
Yes.
Here's the 0-2 upstairs taken for ball 1.
We'll say the old boy has got a little more spring than his dad did.
Played baseball with Tony through Little League, even at high school baseball. Played with Tony as well, talking about Preston's father. As Bellamy will one-hop this pitch to short. Morgan comes up firing and gets it to first in time. For out number 2, Breathitt County 2 up, 2 down here in the third, as that will bring Combs to the plate with the bases empty. Good play out at short by Morgan.
I'm not saying anything negative about it, but I'm just curious if, and you never know, if Lovins had started at the pitching, and he might have struggled the first inning, just being nerves and all that. But with what he's pitched, he's allowing Breathitt to hit it and just letting the defense.
First pitch to Combs is upstairs for ball 1. Of course, Tharp was the starting pitcher for the Tigers, one of the senior for Jackson City. And that might be kind of thought process behind that. Here's the 1-0. Cross for strike 1, count even, and a ball and a strike. Lovins has thrown now 32 pitches since coming in, 25 for strikes. So he's above a 3-1, almost 4-1 strike-to-ball ratio as this breaking ball paints the inside corner for strike 2.
And he's like crisp. I mean, he's throwing within a small range there. He's not really getting outside that.
Here's the 1-2 from Lovins. Upstairs, up and in. Combs able to get out of the way. It never fails. We brag on somebody. And
I got to quit that. I don't know why I've done that for. I'd already started.
Listen, we've done it all night. But no, Lovins deserves to be bragged on. He's going to wind the break-even pitch here. Delivers. Outside. This one's taken for ball 3. Runs the count full.
Turner held that pitch after he caught it. He held it there for just a second on the corner, wanting to see if he's going to.
It was a little out.
Yeah.
Not by much, but a little. Here's the payoff pitch from Lovins. It's going to be fouled off as Combs spoils what looked like a good pitch. Still 3-2, so Lovins will do the payoff pitch all over again. He winds, delivers. Ground ball is short. Morgan bobbles it initially, and then the throw is not in time. Good hustle down the line by Combs of Breathitt County, and that's an error and will allow the Bobcats to continue the inning as Tincher comes to the plate with 1 on and 2 outs.
On the upside, I think of Wolf. They played a lot of younger kids for several years, and they're probably as good as anybody in the region now. And City School's got all but 2, so they're playing usually start with 7 freshmen. You can't keep using that, but Wolf did, and I'm just eager to see in a couple years, next year, and the improvements, and then
as Tincher will hammer this one down the left field line for extra bases. Tharp will play it off the fence. Combs, they're going to hold him at third. It's a 2-out double for Tincher, and runners at second and third for Breathitt County. And on that note that you were talking about just a moment ago, John, I've done this now 15 going on 16 years. I have seen each school run away with the baseball district championship, including Jackson City. I watched Jackson when Ryan Back played, mercied Wolf County in the championship game here one year. Seen with the Turner boys playing for the Tigers, seen them win district championships. Have seen teams that were the 2 seed as the first pitch to Howard is taken for ball 1. The teams that were the 2 seed that you think, maybe they give it a good game, actually surprise somebody and win. And it's just, you've seen it. You see it all if you stick around long enough, as Howard will foul this one off for strike 1, count even at a ball in the strike. But I say that to say that in that time frame, I've seen every team play very young and play very old. So it does come around, and if the schools are patient enough, they get a good run for 2 or 3 years, and then they have to start it all over again.
Right.
As the 1-1 wild pitch outside, taken for ball 2, and the runners advance, it is 10-1 Breathitt County.
Is that the first pass ball with
that allowed a run to score? Yes. And for Turner, I think he's had some without runners on. I think it's the first with runners on. But that ball did hit the dirt. It's a wild pitch, and it's a 2-1 count at the plate to Howard with the runner at third. 2 outs still. It's 10-1, though, Breathitt County at the moment, and the 2-1 is upstairs for ball 3. We're in the top of the third. Tigers plated their run in the top of this inning, and Breathitt County has answered so far with one of their own. Runner still out at third. 2 outs, though, as Lovins delivers the 3-1. It's going to be lifted in the left center field, and that ball will get down. It'll be extra bases for Howard. A run will score. It's 11-1 Breathitt County, and a runner still in scoring position.
Peyton Thorpe does a good job when he gets that ball. He has a good arm. He gets it to the end in the infield and usually stops people from getting extra bases. That's about the 3rd time he's done that. But when we were talking about younger players, all 3 schools are Class A now. And with smaller schools, sometimes you have to play like Breathitt. That's a pretty good sized school. But, they're playing 2 8th graders. Like you said, they even had used a Hudson kid, which ended up being 3 8th graders.
And they're the largest school in the district, but still
there's time
qualifying for the All-A tournament, as everybody in the 55th does, as you say. And it's just one of those things. I mean, if you're Louisville Trinity, you can churn out year in, year out. As first pitch to Turner, taken for strike 1. Hazard did a really good job keeping their baseball tradition going, but that still seems like it goes in cycles.
Yes, you're right.
You may prolong it a little longer sometimes, as Hazard has been able to do. Here's the 0-1 from Lovins, going to be lifted in the right field. That ball is in no man's land, but Richie able to make a nice catch coming in for out number 3. So Breathitt County will play a couple, but they strand a runner. They lead it 11-1 as we go to the top half of the 4th inning. Due up for the Tigers, 6, 7, 8 in the lineup. That's Smith, Jordan Turner, and Tincher. We will be back in 1 minute, back in 1. This is WJSN Sport.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sure, there's groundhogs and robins on the lawn, but spring is really here when the kids are back on the baseball diamond. And when your kids are ready to gear up for spring sports, it's time for Rose Brothers. At Rose Brothers, you'll find cleats for baseball, softball, and soccer, shin guards, shorts and tees, baseball pants too. Or if you're just ready to get back outside and enjoy the weather, check out the new spring athletic shoes and sandals. And you can always see what's new at our website, rosebros.com. Come see us at Rose Brothers, then we'll see you at the field.
We go to the top of the fourth inning, and it's Breathitt County 11, Jackson City 1. Due up for the Tigers, 6, 7, 8 in their lineup. Lyde Smith, Jordan Turner, and Tincher. As Tigers plated a run in the top of the third, Breathitt County answered in the bottom half with 2 more runs, making it 11-1 Breathitt County. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors, 4 stranded for the Tigers. 11 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 3 stranded for Breathitt County. So for the Bobcats, they've been very efficient with their runners so far this evening. We've seen them strand 10 runners in a game and then lose the game by a run. We've seen that so much this year.
Multiple times this year, yeah.
But I know they have 5 seniors in the lineup, but a lot of that comes from how much youth they are playing with those seniors.
Right.
So you got 5 seniors, 1 sophomore, and then you're running the rest of them 8th graders for the most part. Now you got 2 sophomores in the lineup tonight with Crisp pitching. We've added with 3 8th graders and 1 sophomore. Now you got 2 sophomores and 2 8th graders tonight for the Bobcats. So the youth for the Tigers with all the freshmen. Breathitt County still playing some youth as well. You want to talk about a team that's getting experience, but they're still young. That's Wolf County.
Yeah.
Very heavy with sophomores.
Yeah.
And they're the All-A 14th Region champions.
So I can see the next 2-3 years, to me, the district could be up for grabs, because, City School is going to be a year older, and
they're going to get better each year.
Get better, and then Breathitt's losing 5 seniors.
Of course, again, they're playing some youth as well.
Right. So I'd say the next 3 years, it's going to, it's not. You're not.
It's
just
going to be a little
say,
more competitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd say each of the games will be, and it's going to be every pitch or every at bat's going to be important, which they always are. But I mean, even more because district standings. It's nice to be able to set out that first game and watch.
The first pitch with Smith was taken for strike 1. Pitch number 2 fouled back out of play for strike 2. Yeah, it seems like the pressure's off of you a little bit if you qualify for that 1 seed. As the 0-2 fouled back out of play again. Still no balls, 2 strikes.
You're automatically in the region.
Yeah, automatically. So even if you lose, you want to win the district, but even if you don't win that district championship game, you still move on. As the 0-2 from Crisp, breaking ball goes away for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And in that first game, you want to win, or you're not going to get to be in that final game. So you got to have a good pitcher. So you're going to use one of your pitchers up.
This pitch is going to be lined in the center field. And did he make the catch?
Yeah, I think he did.
He did. For out number 1. What a play by Stacy in center field. And that's what we've talked about earlier, how he won the MVP last year strictly on defense out of that regional tournament. And there he is flashing the leather again for out number 1 here in the 4th. And that'll bring Jordan Turner to the plate with the bases empty. And first pitch inside half, taken for strike 1. Crisp winds the 0-1, upstairs, ball 1. Turner wanted to swing at it, but able to hold back. Those pitches at eye level are so hard to lay off of because you see those quicker than any other pitch. Here's the 1-1. This one hits the outer half for strike 2.
We were talking about that in the softball game just a couple hours ago. Them eye level pitches, and they just make it so tempting to want to swing at. And them softball girls were doing that.
As the 1-2 fouled back out of play, still 1 ball and 2 strikes. I've seen some players, and the only way really to hit that at high pitch effectively is with a tomahawk chop.
Yes.
I've seen some players be very effective at that. The 1-2 hits the outside corner, taken for strike 3, and that's out number 2 here in the 4th for Jackson City. Base is empty as Tincher to the plate for the Tigers. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Able to get the second on a balk, but was stranded there. One of 4 base runners get stranded this evening by the Tigers. He'll take the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 from Crisp. Upstairs again for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. So Tincher with a hitter's count here at 2-0. It's Crisp winds, delivers, foul ball right back at me. And I did everything I could not to flinch on that one, John. And I don't think I did. That's strike one. 2-1 the count to Tincher at the plate for Jackson City here in the top of the 4th. 11-1 Breathitt County leads as Crisp steps back on the mound. He'll wind the 2-1 delivery. Outside corner for strike 2. So count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball for strike 3. And that's 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers here in the 4th. We go to the bottom half of that 4th inning. Breathitt County with 6, 7, 8 coming to the plate. That is Cox, Holland, and Crisp. We will be back in 1 minute. This is WJSN Sports.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sure, there's groundhogs and robins on the lawn, but you know spring is really here when the kids are back on the baseball diamond. And when your kids are ready to gear up for spring sports, it's time for Rose Brothers. At Rose Brothers, you'll find cleats for baseball, softball, and soccer, shin guards, shorts and tees, baseball pants too. Or if you're just ready to get back outside and enjoy the weather, check out the new spring athletic shoes and sandals. And you can always see what's new at our website, rosebros.com. Come see us at Rose Brothers, then we'll see you at the field.
Since
We go to the bottom of the 4th. Breathitt County coming to the plate as they lead it 11-1 over at Jackson City. Due up for the Bobcats, 6, 7, 8 in the lineup. That's Cox, Holland, and Crisp. As Cox 1 for 1 so far tonight. A walk, a single, and a run scored. One of 11 runs that Breathitt County has plated so far. 7 in the first, 2 in each of the second and third innings. Tigers plated their run in the third. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors, 4 stranded for the Tigers. 11 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 3 stranded for the Bobcats as Cox digs into the batter's box, leading off the bottom of the 4th for Breathitt County. Levens winds, delivers as first pitch going to be popped foul.
Out of play.
And out of play, left field side for strike 1.
Probably cleared out a bunch of fans over against that fence.
You know, John, Wolf County, the place a few years ago, came up to do a game and was setting up the equipment in the press box up there. Here's a hard hit ground ball at the hole. It's short, and Cox, a leadoff single for Breathitt County. He'll be at first, and it'll bring Holland to the plate with nobody out. Anyway, set up the equipment and got to look, and I saw something coiled up over in the corner.
Oh, Lord.
And I thought, man, what is that? And then I thought, well, somebody's just trying to see if they can get a rise out of us, you know. So I kept setting up. Guy that was with me, and I looked at him. I said, hey, man, is that thing real, or are they just planting a rubber snake on us? As Holland squares the bunt. Nice bunt up the first base side, and sack bunt works as runner goes to second, but nice play by Lovins off the mound to get the out over at first. Holland, a lot of speed running down that line, and Lovins able to get the out. But anyway, so after I got done setting up, I went over and grabbed a bottle of water that was half drunk. It was still sitting up there, and I grabbed that water bottle. I said, here, watch out. And I tossed it, and it hit that thing, and, man, it jumped back. Yeah, it's real. And the AD, Robert Scott Creech, went up there and got it. It was rat snake.
Okay.
About 3.5 feet long.
Anything that long, don't matter what it is.
Yep. Oh, here's a ball hit right down the left field line as It's going to be a double for Crisp, RBI double. Crisp in at second safety. That was a nice throw, and Crisp got in just ahead. You talked about that arm from Tharp. He did it once again.
Yeah, ran it backwards and caught it and right on target. Always did like him in the outfield because he's speed.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got good speed as well.
And he can get the ball in a hurry.
They're fixing the base out at second. It's the what do they call them, tearaway bases, so that you don't injure when you slide in.
Yeah, it's a wonder more kids didn't get hurt. I mean, you can't just go sliding in there. That's a little bit of an art. Because I mean, the thing used to be cemented in there, buddy, and it did not give.
12-1 the score. Breathitt County leads as Stacy at the plate. He'll lift this one in the left center field, and Tharp going over. Actually, that was Tincher making the catch.
Man,
for out number
a
2.
lot of ground.
He did. I thought Tharp was going to be the one to get there, and it was Tincher. Showing his speed.
And if you play out in the field or get in the outfield and look how far those kids are apart, if that ball's hit in between there, you got to cover a lot of ground.
You do, absolutely.
And keep your eye on the ball, and I mean, it's all got to be just right. And
you talk about sliding. One of the things that's changed the art of sliding is those oven mitts that they wear now when they're running the bases. You can't grab onto the bag like you used to be able to. Here's a ground ball third, and that one goes foul for strike one.
I noticed Reese Cox had one, and then Bentley Tincher had one.
You're seeing a lot of overslides in Major League Baseball because of that. Used to, you just grab the bag and hold on to it. Now you're sliding through, and you're having to jump back at it. It's a big difference.
One of them uh-oh moments.
Exactly. Here's the 0-1 from Lovins to Bellamy. Goes in the dirt, low and away for ball one. Count even at a ball in the strike. And Turner does another good job keeping that ball in front of him. And the runner out at second. 2 outs, 1-1 count to Bellamy at the plate. 12-1 Bobcats lead here in the bottom of the 4th. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt again. Turner kept it in front of him. Runner took off anyway and is in under the tag. As good play there on both ends. So the 1-1 pitch was in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 count. Runner at third now for Breathitt County as Bellamy trying to bring him in. 2 outs. Bellamy 1 for 2, a single, a walk, and a ground out. Knocked in a couple of runs, scored one himself, stole 2 bases. 2-1, grounded foul, third base side. For strike 2, evens the count, 2-2.
We were talking about the distance for outfielders. You take the catcher when you've played that spot, you said.
Yep.
I mean, you got to watch the pitcher, and then when the batter swings, even if he misses or foul tips, you still see these kids catch that. I mean, it takes a lot of concentration.
It takes a little bit to get used to it, but first few times you're blinking and doing all this other stuff, but after a while it kind of starts filling in. Here's a fly ball to center field. Tincher goes back. He'll make the catch for out number 3. So Breathitt County will play to run. They strand a runner as well as we go to the top of the 5th, 12-1. In favor of Breathitt County. And in the 5th, it will be the Tigers needing to play a couple of runs to keep this thing going. Otherwise, it could be down to their final 3 outs. Due up for the Tigers, 9-1-2. That's Tharp, Ellis, and Turner. We will be back in 1 minute. Back in 1. This is WJSN Sports.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sure, there's groundhogs and robins on the lawn, but you know spring is really here when the kids are back on the baseball diamond. And when your kids are ready to gear up for spring sports, it's time for Rose Brothers. At Rose Brothers, you'll find cleats for baseball, softball, and soccer, shin guards, shorts and tees, baseball pants too. Or if you're just ready to get back outside and enjoy the weather, check out the new spring athletic shoes and sandals. And you can always see what's new at our website, rosebros.com. Come see us at Rose Brothers, then we'll see you at the field.
It's probably been 3. Well, remember when West.
We go to the top of the 5th inning and
just
due
after
up
that.
for Jackson City 9-1-2. Tharp, Ellis, Turner as Breathitt County had 12-1 lead over the Tigers. And Jackson City has to play a couple of runs to keep it going as Tharp and then the top of the lineup for Jackson City. If they don't play the 2 runs, the Bobcats will advance to tomorrow night's championship game as Tigers so far, 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors, 4 stranded for Breathitt County, 12 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 4 stranded as well. Bobcats did strand another runner in the bottom of the 4th, plated 1 run in that 4th. As Tharp coming to the plate, 0 for 1, struck out in the 2nd inning. Crisp trying to get the complete game win. So far, 61 pitches for Crisp, 43 strikes, 18 balls. He's at the 2-to-1 strike-to-ball ratio. A little on the plus side of that, as a matter of fact.
He's not been in very many full count situations, has he?
Not very many. And I don't keep all of those stats. I would love if this software would keep everything to that effect, but I don't.
Well, he a lot of times gets ahead of the batter. I mean, he don't throw a lot of
And speaking
trash,
of that,
I call it.
there's the first pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 1. He winds the 0-1. Fouled back out of play for 0-2, and quickly, Crisp ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2 delivery as he winds, delivers a breaking ball in the dirt. Tharp does a good job getting just enough of that to keep the at-bat going.
Wow.
Fouls it off.
Be nice to just see a little rally made exciting. He's be back at the top of the lineup. Ellis and
The 0-2 is taken for strike 3, and that's 1 up, 1 down for the Tigers here in the 5th. Ellis to the plate, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. He grounded out the 1st and the 3rd, struck out in the 1st. Looking to get something going with 1 out here in the 5th, and the base is empty as Crisp winds, delivers. It's a cross, but upstairs for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. It'll be popped foul. First base side. Can Breathitt County get to it? Cox does for out number 2, and the Tigers down to their final out here in the 5th. And base is still empty as Preston Turner to the plate. 1 for 2. A double in the 1st, flying out the left in the 3rd. Has a stolen base as well. Here in the 5th, trying to keep this game going for Jackson City. First pitch swinging, he'll pop it foul. Out of play, though, just to our right for strike 1.
the ball lands right in front of his dad. Tony was standing on it. He watched it drop in front of him, then he goes and gets it.
Well, Tony's a year older than me, and he's at the point where it's like, you know what, I could try to catch that like I used to do, and wind up probably with a broken finger, or I can let that bounce and just go get it.
Pick it up off the ground.
The 0-1 taken for ball 1, count even at a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1 from Crisp. In the dirt, ball 2, and it's a 2-1 count now. So Preston Turner here in the top of the 5th, 2 outs, base is empty, 12-1, Breathitt County leads. Tigers need 2 to keep it going. 2-1 pitch taken for ball 3, and it's a hitter's count here.
Now, will he stand with his bat on his shoulder, or is he going to go hit this sucker?
He'll go after it. He's a hitter.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a breaking ball that paints a corner somewhere, maybe he doesn't, but there he goes. He's going to lift this in the left field. Tincher going over and dropped it. Did they count it? What did they say? He caught it? Everybody's walking off like it counts, so that's what I'm going to field here. That's out number 3, and Breathitt County comes away with the win, 12-1. As get this scored real quick. And I know Coach John Couch, you have had a long evening doing both games. As Tharp will take the loss, the win to Crisp for Breathitt County. And for Jackson City, 1 run, which came in the third, 1 run on 3 hits, 2 errors, 4 stranded for the Tigers. Breathitt County 7 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. 12 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and 4 stranded for Breathitt County. I'm going to try to pull up some pitching stats real quick if I can get it to do it. Eli Crisp goes 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts, no walks. Total of 72 pitches and 54 strikes. And for Jackson City, Tharp gave up 6 earned runs. Lovins gave up 3 earned runs. But Tharp walked 4, didn't get any strikeouts. Lovins walked nobody, he struck out 2. Lovins came in, and you talked about it. He was throwing strikes and allowing his defense to play defense. Let him put the ball in play and lean on that defense some. There were a few times, though, Breathitt County hit the ball very hard.
Yeah.
Defense couldn't get to it. That happens. I mean, it's baseball. It's going to happen. But Tigers, I feel like you said earlier, they have a lot to look forward to over the next few years. Very young baseball team. They lose Tharp, but they return a lot of players over the next few years, and look forward to watching them grow and get better. For Breathitt County, they advance to tomorrow night's championship game against Wolfe County, 6 o'clock right here at the Wolfe County High School Baseball Complex. We will have all of the play-by-play action on 97.3 WJSN as well as our YouTube channel. You can check out tonight's game if you want to go back and watch it. Go to youtube.com, search WJSN 97.3 will be the first result that comes up. You can watch tonight's game, watch the game for tomorrow night. Subscribe while you're there so you get notifications when we go live. And we may not have a whole lot left on this season. We got baseball, softball, baseball tomorrow, softball Wednesday, and then the regional tournaments next week. But subscribe. We'll be back next season as well, doing as many sports and games as we can. But once again, final tonight, Breathitt County 12, Jackson City 1 in 55th District baseball action. So we're going to sign it off. I want to say thank you again, Rick Hensley, running the camera for us tonight. Also for John Bunn. Drew Lee Jones, who did the game number 1 with Coach John Couch here earlier. Also, James Turner. Couldn't do what we do without those gentlemen. And thank you, Kevin Davidson, in front of the board, for us back at the station this evening. For my colleague, Murat, John Couch, I'm Stephen Neese. God is good.
All the time.
Take it away.